Welcome everybody to another edition of 5-Minute Adventures. And oh, what the adventure we've had this time. So, you'll recall a couple of videos ago, we were at the Langley Good Times Cruise Inn. And at the Cruise Inn, there was the mobile kitchen for In-N-Out Burger. So, after the show and after not wanting to wait in the lineup, I said to my wife, the closest In-N-Out is in Southern Oregon. When I looked on the website, it said it was in Medford, Oregon, which is about 9 hours south of where we live. And so my wife was like, yeah, sure, no problem, let's go. We'll head down to Medford, we'll get In-N-Out, we'll make a weekend out of it. One day down, spend the night, one day back. She said, well, since we're going all the way there, why don't we go a little further into Corning, California, and we'll go to a place called the Olive Pit, where they sell mustards and olives and jams and jellies and all kinds of other things. It's only 3 hours further. Yeah, sure, no problem, we can do that. So we get up bright and early on Saturday morning. So we head down, and we're about an hour and a half out of Corning, which is a total of 12-hour drive from our place to Corning. And we had an engine light on the car that starts flashing, and the car starts not running right. So Saturday night, it's like 6 o'clock, trying to find somebody that can take a look at the car. And sure enough, there's nobody open, nobody available. Finally, I found a 24-hour mobile mechanic, wonderful guy named Craig. He came out the next morning, had a look at the car, told me what needs to be done with it. So then we had to make a decision. Do we abandon everything and try to make our way home? Do we try to get it fixed? Sunday morning, of course, there's nothing open in and around Corning, California. So we make the decision that we're going to try to get a different vehicle to drive temporarily, because my wife and daughter needed to be back for Sunday night so they could go to work and school on Monday morning. I had the luxury of being able to spend an extra day thanks to my employer. They're very generous to me for that. And so we used the app Turo, T-U-R-O. First time I'd used it. Rented a car from a nice guy named Juan, who, so we got the car and we drove south 3 hours from Redding, California to San Francisco, where we put them on a plane and flew them back from San Francisco to Vancouver. So I'll continue the story in just a minute, but here I am at In-N-Out in Grants Pass in Oregon, and I'm going to get some much needed food. So I finally made it to In-N-Out. I got a double monster style with fries, ketchup, and a pink lemonade because it's a little early to be drinking pop. So we made it down to San Francisco. I put the family on a plane, drove back up, dropped off the car, got into our regular car, and started driving and made it back up to Medford, where I tried to get the car fixed, but they didn't have the parts. They said you have to go to Eugene, but they don't have time to put the parts in. So here I am in Grants Pass, Oregon, by myself, having In-N-Out Burger for the first time. So let's see if it's worth all the hype. The fries are good. So monster style, for those of you who don't have In-N-Out. So we've got, if you can see it here, we've got the 2 patties, we've got the caramelized onions, there's the sauce, the pickle, the lettuce, the tomato. Let's see. Let's see here, first bite. we need these in Canada. I would probably, actually no, maybe we don't, because I would probably go there too much. The lady working the till, nice enough to give me a couple of stickers. Take those and put them somewhere exciting. I'm sure my daughter wants one. The nice thing about going to San Francisco, though, was I was, in the little bit of time that I had while I was there, because I wasn't so rushed to get back, I was able to do a couple of small things. Like I went to the house from the opening of Full House. Got a picture there. Then just around the corner from that is the house from Mrs. Doubtfire with Robin Williams. So I got a picture there. And then I went to what's called Chrissy Park, which is an overview of both the Golden Gate Bridge, which there was a bit of fog, as well as you can see Alcatraz from there. Now, last time when we were in San Francisco, we toured by boat. I'll put a couple of pictures here of when we were there last time. There was no fog at all. It was a beautiful day when we were cruising underneath it on the boat. So I'm gonna finish this up, and then gonna get on the road and gonna start making our way back north, because I need to be home tonight. Well, I can say that I have successfully finished my first in-and-out experience, and it was definitely worth it. Will I do the same adventure again to get it? Probably not, but maybe with a more reliable vehicle and whatnot, then yeah, definitely I'll come back. So now I'm going to begin the long drive home, and for me it'll be like 9 hours, maybe more, maybe closer to 10. For you guys though, it'll be like, pretty much instantly. Got a strawberry milkshake for the road. Oh, that's good. Better than McDonald's, definitely. And yeah, so off we go. So as I'm heading north here in the on the time lapse, I did some math, and what should have been a 2,450 kilometer or 1,500 mile round trip ended up being closer to 3,200 kilometers or 2,000 miles. And I did get to see a lot of the west coast of the United States, which was great. Would have been better if I was traveling with somebody on the way back, but the family had to be back at home when they were. The nice thing was that it was super easy. I didn't have to worry about getting lost, because it was just straight up the I-5 that goes all the way from Mexico right through into Canada. You can follow it all the way to Whistler, BC if you want. So yeah, glad to be home. A little bit tired, but it is what it is. So as we watch the sun start to set here on the end of our journey, we can rest assured that everybody made it home okay, and the car will be fixed, and we'll be back on our next adventure. So thank you so much for joining me, and we will see you in the next one.